Hey, it's your boy, DaCryptoGoon, and shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up once again. I appreciate you. As of right now, XRP and XLM Stellar Lumens is having a breakout moment to the upside. A lot of this is because of the fall in the dollar and the tariffs and everything that's going on in the economy, and people are looking for places to put their money to take advantage of opportunities. Let's talk and let's hop into the charts. Now, what we're looking at right now is the total crypto market cap. This is the monthly chart. This includes everything. Your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, your XRP, your XLM, everything. Now, something to pay attention to, and you know I love my triangle patterns. We are currently in an ascending triangle pattern, okay? So I like to give people the idea of going over to Google and look up what ascending triangles are. Just so you can get an idea of how these things operate, what they look like, you know, and where this could possibly be headed as more money is pouring into the cryptocurrency market because of what's going on. So as you can see right here, this is what an ascending triangle looks like. Here is another example. Here is a real world chart that shows that example. And if you look at all of these and you look at the total market cap, it is very similar where we have a slope and a flat top. OK, so this is something that you should definitely learn, pay attention to, you know, because we could possibly be entering into the altcoin season and the bull market that we have all been waiting for. It has been slightly delayed because of fear in the market, right? As you can see on the fear and greed index, we actually created a double bottom and we're starting to head to the top. Now, one other thing that I always talk about is Google Trends, and you know, head over to YouTube Trends and let's type in crypto. So as you can see, crypto came down to under 50 and it is starting to creep its way up. Now, you can use this to plan entries. So right now is a great entry. Every time we come down to the 50, we start to head back up. And once we hit the 100, that's when you start seeing liquidation events across multiple altcoins and Bitcoin and other crypto assets, right? So let's head over to XRP. Now with XRP, like I said in my previous video, we are in this descending channel. Now, one thing that has happened in the past 24 hours or so is we have popped up from this channel. So we're going to keep an eye on it. This could possibly be a fake, and then we head back down depending on news, depending on, you know, larger players or whales liquidating their positions. But we have just popped out of this descending channel. And like I said in my previous video about XRP, descending channels are kind of tricky. Me personally, I try to stay away from them unless there is a clear signal. I love my triangle patterns because 90% of the time, those typically pan out. Now let's head over to XLM. Now I talked about how I was waiting for XLM to hit the 50 and the 618. We came halfway down toward the 618, and then we popped back up above the 50, and I'm looking for a move up out of this triangle pattern. But there's one other thing that I want to show you on the daily chart. Currently, we're looking at the monthly chart, and on the daily, okay, again, we have another channel pattern here, and we have had several candles pop out of that channel, and they are now moving to the upside. Like I said previously, I caught more XLM at between the 50 and the 618 because Fibonacci's, those are my things. And, you know, for me, if done right, they work 90 to 95% of the time. And of course, on XLM, when it comes to using the Fibonacci, I always reverse it because it gives me my price targets. OK, so reversed. I'm looking for first stop, $1.28 on XLM from where we are right now in this range, 50 cents or so. I talked about my last video or several videos ago when we were at the top of XLM, which was around 56 cents, that we were going to drop down to 50 cents and then head out of this triangle pattern. I love my triangle patterns. They are very easy to predict. It is a lot easier to predict market movements when you use these triangle patterns. Now, I just want to head over to the crypto bubbles. As you can see, we're looking at the yearly currently. XCN is up 833%. XRP is up 313%. XLM is up 127%. H bar is up 100%. XDC 89.3. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if your favorite is Bitcoin or XRP or XLM, XEN. The key here, as you can see, is holding them long term. Even if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is only up 40% on the year. But when you look at these altcoins, they have a lot more return than Bitcoin does. And we know Bitcoin is the favorite, but again, you know, I'm 50% in, 50% out of Bitcoin. The reason why is because the technology behind it, you know, Bitcoin is a dinosaur. It's like the original gold, right? But I liken it to gold because, okay, we know gold has value, but nobody trades in gold. You cannot go to your local convenience store and buy gas with gold. You cannot buy food at the grocery store with gold. Well, the same is similar to Bitcoin. The technology is so slow. Most people have never sent and received Bitcoin before, and it takes hours, depending on the gas fees that you pay, to send and receive it, versus an XRP or an XLM where you can get this money instantly. Sometimes Solana, you can get it instantly, depending on the surge and the volume with Solana. But XRP and XLM, they can more so handle that volume and still send money seamlessly and quickly as if you're using like a Cash App or something like that. But I just wanted to just throw this at y'all. Let's look at the week. Again, we're looking green. Everything's looking good. And again, like I always talk about, pay attention to the Google Trends, especially when it comes to your favorite cryptocurrency. The reason being is because it is a lot easier to predict the tops and bottoms based on how people are talking about it on social media and searching. You can get in before the crowd does. So once it hits the top, the pigs get slaughtered and you can take and you can exit and you can use the pigs as your liquidity out of the market, right? So let's look up XLM, Stellar Lumens. All right, so we're starting to curve up, okay? So people are starting to search XLM Stellar Lumens a lot more, okay? And again, if we match this, right, to the top T100, November 24th to the 30th, and then if we go to XLM right here, November of 24, what happened? We were at the top and then we liquidated, okay? So you can match that to the Google Trends, and we can do the same thing for XRP. So XRP is still on the down. Nobody's talking about it, but it's at 32, which is pretty high. But if we go back and we look at some of these tops, right? So December of 2024. So we come over here to XRP. Let me go back to the monthly. And we look for December of 24. Right here. And this right here was our top, December of 24. Then we started to go sideways and we had a slight drop. Nothing too crazy. But again, some people were used as liquidity by a very large whale. So I just wanted to bring this to you all. Let me know what you all think. I appreciate you all pulling up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And it's the #1 goon, the Crypto Goon. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Crypto Goon out.